If you've read Lord of the Mysteries, or even just started watching the anime, there's a good chance you've been confused. Like, really confused. Who are Beyonders? What's with all the sequences? Why are people drinking potions and turning into monsters? And what's up with that weird puppet? Don't worry, this video is your complete guide to understanding the Lord of the Mysteries power system. We'll break down everything, from how supernatural powers work, to what sequences and pathways mean, to cursed artifacts, and even that mysterious Antigonus family notebook. Let's start from the beginning. In the world of Lord of the Mysteries, magic users are called Beyonders. For the average person on the street, Beyonders are more myth than reality. But for powerful groups, like the churches, the military, and secret societies, they're very real and very dangerous. Beyonders are created when someone consumes a special potion infused with something called Beyonder characteristics. This potion ties them to a specific pathway, which we'll explain in a moment. Once someone becomes a Beyonder, they gain supernatural abilities, stronger bodies, and sharper minds. They can recover from wounds, fight inhuman creatures, and survive things that would kill a normal person. But with power comes risk. If a Beyonder loses control of their mind, which is very possible, they can go insane and transform into a monster. This is why official Beyonder organizations exist. For example, the Nighthawks, under the Church of the Evernight Goddess, monitor Beyonders and deal with supernatural threats. So how do these powers work? Beyonders don't just get random powers. They follow one of 22 pathways, each with its own unique powers, philosophy, and potential to ascend to godhood. Every pathway grants abilities tied to a specific theme. Here's a brief look at all 22. The Fool associated with deception, fate, illusion, spiritual manipulation, and the manipulation of reality and history. Those on this pathway can control mysterious forces and weave hidden truths into their favor. The Door deals with space, thresholds, and travel between worlds. Beyonders on this pathway can teleport, open or seal dimensional gates, and even cross into other planes of existence. The Error centers around paradoxes, bugs in reality, and destabilization. Users of this pathway can corrupt logic, cause irrational effects, and make reality itself behave unpredictably. The Visionary focused on illusion, imagination, and mental control. These Beyonders can invade minds, create false realities, and influence the thoughts and emotions of others. The Sun symbolizes purity, light, life, and healing. Beyonders from this pathway can cleanse corruption, heal wounds, radiate energy, and dispel darkness or evil. The Tyrant represents storms, destruction, and sea-based authority. They control the weather, cause natural disasters, and exert overwhelming force, both physical and elemental. The White Tower linked to wisdom, knowledge, and enlightenment. Beyonders here can perform logic-based miracles, predict the future through intellect, and process vast amounts of information. The Hanged Man tied to sacrifice, reversal of fate, and the shadows. Powers revolve around altering destiny, manipulating luck, and merging with or controlling shadows. The Darkness embodies concealment, fear, and the power of night. Beyonders gain abilities that let them hide in plain sight, instill terror, and manipulate darkness. The Darkness embodies concealment, fear, and the power of night. Beyonders gain abilities that let them hide in plain sight, instill terror, and manipulate darkness. The Death associated with spirits, the afterlife, and soul manipulation. Beyonders can communicate with the dead, raise spirits, and influence souls in or beyond the mortal plane. The Twilight Giant centers around decline, dusk, and entropy. They can bring decay, weaken opponents over time, and drain vitality from the world around them. The Demoness deals with temptation, chaos, and misfortune. Users can seduce, curse, and manipulate fate to cause disasters, often by subtly twisting events to their benefit. The Red Priest represents war, chaos, and inspiration. Beyonders here thrive in battle, spread conflict, and can stir emotions to rally others, or drive them to madness. The Hermit focused on secrecy, occult knowledge, and magical crafting. These Beyonders are reclusive sages who deal in hidden truths, alchemy, and powerful artifacts. The Paragon embodies scientific pursuit, reason, and technological progress. Users blend intellect with power, performing miracles based on logic, invention, and rationality. The Wheel of Fortune deals with probability, chance, and destiny. Beyonders can twist outcomes, control luck, and make fate work in their favor, or against others. The Mother symbolizes nature, fertility, and nurturing life. These Beyonders can promote growth, heal naturally, and manipulate plants and organic life. The Moon tied to illusions, transformation, and charm. Beyonders can shapeshift, manipulate appearances, and use moonlight or emotional allure as tools of power. The Abyss represents desire, corruption, and devilry. Users can tempt, possess, curse, and bend others to their will through twisted promises or manipulation. The chain focused on madness, control, and restriction. These beyonders can bind people or entities, spread insanity, and dominate others mentally or spiritually. The Black Emperor embodies authority, rebellion, and rule-breaking. They exploit laws, establish control through domination, or shatter systems for their own ends. The Justiciar represents absolute justice, discipline, and order. These beyonders are enforcers of strict balance, with powers tied to law, fairness, and retribution. Each church or organization usually has authority over a few pathways. For example, the Church of the Evernight Goddess controls the darkness, death, moon, and twilight giant pathways. Every pathway has 10 sequences, ranked from sequence 9, the weakest, to sequence 0, a true god. The lower the number, the more powerful and more dangerous the beyonder becomes. Here's a general breakdown. Lower sequences, 9 to 8. Beginner powers. You still feel human. For example, Klein starts at sequence 9, Seer. Mid-sequences, 7 to 5. Powers grow stronger and mental strain increases. Characters like Dunn and Daly operate here. High sequences, 4-1. Almost godlike. These beyonders can warp reality but are constantly at risk of losing control. To advance, a beyonder must drink the potion for the next sequence in their pathway. But that comes with serious risks. And how to level up. You can't just chug a potion and get stronger. To safely digest a potion, a beyonder must follow the acting method, one of the most unique aspects of this system. Here's how it works. Each sequence has a title, like Seer, Clown, Spirit Medium, etc. And to digest the potion, the beyonder must act like that role in real life. For example, Klein starts as a seer, so he practices divination and joins a local club to hone his prophetic skills. By behaving like a seer, he gradually stabilizes the potion inside him, a process known as digestion. Only after fully digesting one potion can he safely take the next. Most beyonders don't even know about this method. When Klein shares it with others, it changes everything. But what happens if you fail? If you rush through the sequences, fail to digest a potion, or let your mind weaken, things get ugly. Beyonders who lose control become monsters, twisted creatures consumed by the very power they tried to master. These rogue beyonders are unpredictable, dangerous, and often hunted down by official groups like the Nighthawks. Some manage to fake stability for a while, but eventually, if you don't act according to your sequence, your mind breaks. And who regulates all this? The supernatural world is not public knowledge. It's carefully managed by powerful institutions like churches, governments, and military branches. Each church governs specific pathways. They also control organizations like the Nighthawks, who deal with supernatural crimes and keep beyonders in check. At the same time, underground organizations and secret cults exist, all competing over potion formulas, ancient knowledge, and forbidden artifacts. The Antigonus family were once powerful nobles obsessed with the occult. But like many who chased power recklessly, they were wiped out by the very forces they toyed with. One of the few things left behind? A notebook. This cursed journal contains valuable beyonder knowledge, including secret potion formulas and the acting method itself. When Klein finds it, it becomes a turning point in his journey. The notebook teaches him how to climb the sequence ladder without going mad. But it's also incredibly dangerous. Just reading it can cause hallucinations or mental collapse. In this world, there are magical items called sealed artifacts. They're insanely powerful, but usually come with a price. Think of them as cursed objects. They can do incredible things, but each one has a dangerous side effect. Sealed artifacts are ranked by grade. Grade 3, least dangerous. Grade 0, world-ending threats. A great example is 249, the Antigonus family puppet, a grade 2 sealed artifact. It looks like a creepy wooden clown doll in oil-stained clothes. It can paralyze people just by being near them. Once you're caught in its effect, you need someone else to snap you out of it. Otherwise, you're done. Artifacts like this are locked up and only handled by the highest-ranking beyonders. As Klein advances, he gains access to a mysterious place known as the Grey Fog. This supernatural realm floats above the spiritual world and gives Klein insane abilities, like summoning, protecting his thoughts, and manipulating fate itself. It's also the home of the Tarot Club, where Klein secretly helps other beyonders grow stronger. Above the Grey Fog is Sefirot Castle, a place tied directly to Klein's evolving identity as the Fool. The fog is both a sanctuary and a tool that lets him affect the world from behind the scenes. The power system in Lord of the Mysteries is deep, structured, and incredibly personal. You can't power level by brute force. You have to earn your progress. It's not just about drinking potions. You have to understand who you're becoming, and then act like it. Every step forward is a risk, and the only way to survive is to stay sane, stay smart, and keep learning. If you're just starting the anime or the novel, take your time. The story slowly reveals how all these moving parts connect. And when it does, it's incredibly satisfying.